The farm families of Cabot Cooperative are happy to be stuck in Vermont. Welcome to Stuck in Vermont, brought to you by 7 Days. My name's Ava Solberger. We are here in Williston, Vermont at Green Mountain Compost. And today is CompostFest.
Well, we wanted everybody to know about this great new facility and all the products we have and what a terrific role this plays in local food and local communities and closing that loop from farm or garden to table and then back to great soils.
I compost. I'm a compost ninja.
We got our compost tutu on today.
And what have you learned so far today?
That it gives off heat. It's a chemical reaction.
It was called Intervale Compost Products, but it's not in the Intervale anymore. And it's a fresh start. It's a brand new facility. It's still the same great compost, but it's even better, really, because we're screening it more finely. What we have found at CSWD by doing actual sorts of people's waste is that about a third of everything people throw out in their trash is food. And so we actually divert about 2,500 tons of food waste a year at this facility every year from landfills. We compost it instead. And about 6,500 tons of yard debris, leaves and that sort of thing.
I think people should compost because it's about the easiest thing you can do that's going to make a difference. It doesn't take that much effort to just throw your waste into the bucket instead of just throwing it all in the trash.
Oh, what can't you do with compost? You can spread it on your lawn instead of pesticides to keep weeds down, keep the moisture in, and encourage healthy growth. You can use it certainly in your gardens, and then we make all kinds of mixes like raised bed mix and seed starter.
Some people say that soil is the heart of the farm, so it all starts with good soil.
So this is where it all starts, okay? It starts with our feedstocks, which include food waste, and we do about 2,500 tons of that a year. There's some oranges. So Essex Elementary School, when it's picked up from their school, the hauler would bring it here and it gets just dumped into this bay. And then that, along with the manures from farms and wood chips and the yard waste, yard debris, are all mixed together in our giant mixer. Well, it's about 160 degrees in that spot right now, which is pretty close to the wall. And that's a little warmer than we like it. What we like it to be is between about 130 and 140 degrees. And that's where all the little microorganisms really like it. That's like their, Palm Springs. They can just hang out and chill and eat and produce and break down great compost. So if it gets too hot, that kills them. And then because there's moisture, this is about 65% moisture, you get steam. So it's not smoke, they're not on fire. It's steam. The piles stay here for 2 to 3 weeks, and they do that first round of cooking. Once it's cured and it's reached the maturity that we want, we put it through that screener, and you end up with that beautiful pile. At the end, the beautiful compost gets moved down to another field where it sits for another 3 to 5 months to continue maturing. So at this facility, it's about 4 to 7 months, actually. And at the Intervale at our old facility, it was 9 months to a year. That's how much more efficient this is.
So where does all this compost material come from? Well, 1 week ago today, we were at Essex Elementary School having lunch with some first graders who are separating out their food scraps, which will then come to this facility and magically turn into compost.
Hi, Mom and Dad.
Well, we have been recycling for many years now, and we started a composting program starting this year. Around November is when we kicked it off, and the whole school now composts every day at lunchtime.
So they're separating their lunch into composting, recycling, and trash. Compost makes up about 75% of the discarded lunch items. All of the compost would have gone to the landfill, whereas now it's going into a useful product.
Right now we have 27 schools that are separating out compost in their cafeterias.
Part of our ends policies in this district are to develop 21st century skills, and so we're developing global awareness with the children, sustainability, helping the community, so it's important to teach them now so they can go home and educate their parents.
Most people recycle at home, but not everybody composts.
The goal is to really create a behavior change so that when students go home, they're teaching their parents different ways to reduce waste.
Composting is breaking stuff down in the soil. I love compost. I think it's really good for the earth. And there are 4 R's.
What are the R's?
Reduce, reuse, recycle, and rot. To keep the earth healthy, and so we don't have any landfills. I think it's a pretty good idea because it helps our planet live. Compost, if we use the compost, it just rots into new soil, and that's kind of better for the earth instead of throwing stuff away. So that we don't have landfills everywhere and that we can walk. So we can have more trees. We don't want just trash everywhere like around here. So we don't have trash in our backyards. Because our earth becomes a garbage ball. I think to compost because the worms actually really need food. If you don't feed the worms, they could die. And if you fill up the landfills, we wouldn't have somewhere to live. Because if we didn't recycle and compost, then the earth would be like full of landfills.
And would that not be a good thing?
That wouldn't be a good thing at all. Because we don't want a big landfill.
You don't want to live in a landfill?
No.
Okay, me neither.
Are you still throwing your food scraps in the trash? Might be time to start thinking about composting. We'll get stuck more with you again real soon.
You don't want a landfill, and you don't want, because then you can't play in your backyard, like, and your front, and then everyone, because then, like, when you're going to bed, you might, like, in your windows open because it's really hot, and then you'll smell all stinky.
Bad idea.
And you'll smell really stinky stuff.